Museum Society, London, the 20th of April, 1900. Dear Mr. Carswell, I have received your letter of the 18th of April. The Museum Society is not interested in your book on magic. I told you this in my earlier letters. Please do not write to me again. I will not reply to any more of your letters. Yours sincerely, C. Dunning, Secretary. Mr. Dunning finished writing and signed the letter. Carswell had written a book on magic. He wanted to give it to the Museum Society to keep in their library. Dunning was the secretary of the society. He thought that the book was nonsense. He did not want Carswell's book in the Museum Society library. 2 days later, Dunning was going home on a tram. He was tired. He looked at the advertisements in the tram. Advertisements for soap, chocolate, and biscuits. There was a strange notice opposite him. It was written in large blue letters. In memory of John Harrington, died the 18th of September, 1899. He was given 3 months to live. Dunning touched it. It was part of the window. It was inside the glass of the window. Dunning looked again. The notice had disappeared. The next day, he was walking along Piccadilly. A man came up to Dunning and gave him a piece of paper. Dunning suddenly felt cold. He looked at the piece of paper. There was a name on it. The name was written in large blue letters. Harrington. Dunning did not have time to read any more. The man took the paper out of Dunning's hand and ran away. He disappeared into the crowd. Dunning was surprised. Dunning went into the British Museum reading room and sat down at a desk. He took some papers out of his briefcase and started to read. A large man with a round face walked past the desk. He knocked Dunning's papers onto the floor. "I am very sorry," he said, and picked up the papers. He handed the papers to Dunning and said, "These are yours, I believe." Dunning was angry. "Yes, thank you, sir," he said, and took the papers. He suddenly felt cold. The man with the round face gave an evil smile. He left the reading room quickly. Dunning felt unwell and decided to go home. Mr. Fara, a friend of Dunning, came across the room. "Are you feeling all right?" he asked. "No, I'm not feeling well," Dunning replied. "What did that man say to you?" Fara asked. "Do you know him?" "No, I don't," Dunning said. "That man's name is Carswell," said Fara. "He's an evil man." Dunning was surprised. "Why do you say that?" he asked. "It's a long story," Fara said. "Let's go and have lunch together." Dunning put his papers in his briefcase. The two men left the reading room and walked out into the street.
The picture sequence from the cinema has finished. You can look at it once more if you want.